All right, this is going to be page 29. These notes will go in your digital interactive notebook. Guys, please make sure that you keep your cameras on. This is page 29. The title of this page is Finding Slope. Okay. And we're going to write notes on how to find or calculate slope. And then we're going to continue with our independent practice problems. Okay. So the first steps, we're going to find slope of a line. Steps to finding slope of a line. I'm gonna pause for the calls. If ever you feel like I'm moving too fast, please let me know by either raising your hand, unmuting yourself and letting me know, or typing it in the chat. I'm gonna pause. All right, to find the slope of a line, move this out the way. To find the slope of the line, the first thing, number one, the first thing that you're going to do is pick 2 points, 2 readable points on the line. Make sure that you can read these 2 points, that you know the ordered pairs of these 2 points. So you're going to pick 2 readable ordered pairs on the line. Okay. That's number one. I'll pause real quickly. Number two, you're going to use the slope formula, rise over run. M is equal to rise over run, where remember your rise is how far you go up or down from one point to the next point. If you go up to get to the next point, then your top number is going to be a positive. If you go down to get to your next point, your top number is going to be a negative number. Okay. Your denominator or your run is going to be how far you go on the grid lines from left to right to get to the next point. If you go to the left to get to that next point, your bottom number or your denominator is going to be a negative. If you go to the right to get to your next point, your bottom number is going to be a positive. Okay, so you're going to use the formula rise over run to get to find the slope of the line. Lastly, make sure that you reduce or simplify your answer. Simplify, we'll say simplify first. Simplify or reduce. And sometimes you have to, well, yeah, it's or. Okay. If you want to write your answer as a decimal, you can. Okay. Most of the time we keep it as a fraction, rise over run. We just make sure that our fraction is reduced. Any questions about the steps? I'm going to pause. Okay, guys, look at this. We're going to do the independent practice day 2. Remember, yesterday we did all of the independent practice problems day 1. If you don't have these, please go back and watch the notes that watch the video that I sent in Remind yesterday. And I also put it on our Canvas page. If for whatever reason you can't find it, then you need to text me and let me know. All right, so now let's look at day 2. Let's look at some of these examples here. Okay, for this, remember what I told you I needed you to do is to write the kind of slope that this is. We always read a line from left to right. On the left, the line starts here and it's going up. So this is a positive slope. So now I know my answer for M is going to be a positive number because this is a positive slope. Always read my graph from left to right. And since the line is going up from left to right, it's a positive slope. The next thing I do is I need to write the formula, rise over run. Okay. Now, I picked two readable ordered pairs on the line. See this? They've already given you two readable ordered pairs. This ordered pair is 0, 0. This ordered pair is positive 2 and positive 1. I can read both of those ordered pairs. So now, second, I'm going to use the slope formula, rise over run. Okay, so let's use the slope formula. I'm going to go from this point here to this point here using the grid lines. I'm going to go up. You see how I just go up 1? So this is positive 1 on the top. And I'm going to go to the right. Look, 1, 2. So my bottom number is a positive 2 because I went to the right 2 times. 1, 2. This is already reduced. So this is going to be my answer here. Okay, and if you see that last step is to make sure that you simplify and reduce your answer. Okay. Any questions about this one? I'll pause real quickly. Let's do number 2. Doing the same thing again. What kind of slope is this? If I read from left to right, the kind of slope this is starts right here on the left and the line is going down. So this is a negative slope. Okay. Now I'm going to write the formula. So since it's a negative slope, I know my M is going to be a negative number. Okay. I know M is going to be a negative number since this is a negative slope. I'll pause real quickly. All right, here we go. So we're going to use rise over run this point to this point here. So I'm going to use my grid lines and I got to go down. This is 1 time, 2 times. So my top number is a negative 2. Bottom number, I go to the right 1 time, 2 times. So my bottom number is a positive 2. And I'm going to simplify and reduce this. A negative divided by a positive is going to be a negative. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. So my slope is going to be a negative 1. Any questions about that? I'm going to skip down and do number 5. All right, don't forget that you need to make sure that you have all of them completed. But I'm going to show you how to do 5 because it's different from the others. The kind of slope that this line is laying flat. So this is no slope or 0 slope, okay? So I'm going to just say no slope / 0 slope. So that means that M here is equal to 0. How, Miss Reyes, is M equal to 0? So let's go ahead and do rise over run. We're going to go from this point to this point. So here, my rise, I don't go up or down at all. So my top number is 0. And then I go over to the right 1 time. So my bottom number is 1. 0 over any number is going to equal 0 anyway. So my slope is 0. Any questions about that? I'm going to pause. All right, I'm going to repeat one more time. Are there any of these that you need to see before I move on? Okay. All right, this one right here is going to be the last one that I do because I feel like this one's different. This line is going straight up and down. It's a vertical line. The kind of slope that this is undefined. Okay, and that's your answer there. How I get that answer mathematically, I'm going to go ahead and show you. M is equal to rise over run. Okay. If I go from this point to this point, I'm going up 1, 2. So my top number is a positive 2. And I don't go to the left or right at all, so my bottom number is a 0. Anytime you have 0 as a denominator, your answer is undefined, and you can abbreviate undefined like this. You cannot have a denominator of 0. You cannot graphically represent this fraction. I can't draw nothing and then shade into. This is undefined. Any questions about number 8? Okay, now I'm going to move on to day 3. Pausing real briefly. Let's go back to our notes. I'm going to write the steps for finding the slope when given 2 points, because that's what day 3 looks like. Instead of them giving you a line, they give you 2 points that create a line, or 2 points that are on the line. So instead of giving you a line, they're just giving you 2 points that are on the line. And you have to find the slope when you're not given the line. Okay? So let's do that. We're going to do steps. Steps to finding slope when given 2 points. Okay? I'm going to pause. Yes. I know, right? I'm going to pause for the calls, guys. Make sure you got this written. Okay, the first step to finding the slope of a line when given 2 points. The first thing that you are going to do is you're going to label your ordered pairs. Label the ordered pairs. Okay, there are 2 ordered pairs or 2 points. So when you're labeling your ordered pairs, you have 2 x coordinates and 2 y coordinates. So this first point you label as x1, y1. This is your first ordered pair. So it's x1, y1. Your second ordered pair you label as x2, y2. Any questions about how to label your ordered pairs? Okay, step 2. After you label your ordered pairs, x1, y1 for the first point, x2, y2 for the second point, you're going to use the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you're going to use the slope formula. M, which is the letter that they use to represent slope, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. I'm going to pause so that gives you time to write. If I'm moving too fast, guys, just slow me down, okay? Your last step, step number 3, is you're going to substitute these values here into this equation, simplify, and reduce. So we're going to substitute the values. Then simplify and reduce. Okay, and I'll pause so that you can write that down, okay? And we're going to do some examples. Okay, so independent practice problems, day 4. Day 4, Thursday. This is what we're doing here. It says find the slope of a line through each ordered pair or pair of points. Sorry, y'all. So they give you 2 points here, and you have to find the slope of the line that these 2 points create. Any 2 points, wherever you graph them, when you connect those points, they form a straight line. Okay? So you have to find the slope of the line that these 2 points create. So let's do that. Okay? The first thing that we do is we label the ordered pairs. The first point, x1, y1. Second point, x2, y2. So this is the first point. This is my x1, y1. This is my second point, x2, y2. Any questions about how I label? The second step, use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we write that. Please make sure that you copy this part down. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Lastly, we're going to substitute the values, and to put an S on that, then simplify and reduce. So I'm going to substitute. Y2 is 14, so I'll put 14 here. Minus is a part of the formula, so I'll put minus here. Y1 is 10, so I'm going to put 10 here. Then I'm going to put over division here. X2 is right here, negative 7. It's X2. Minus is a part of the formula, so I put minus here. X1 is 8, so I put 8 here. So now I'm going to simplify the top, simplify the bottom, and reduce my answer. So this is 14 minus 10, which is 4. Then I have a negative 7 minus 8. So this is plus a negative, or use your calculator. Use your calculator. And this is going to give me a negative 15. So my answer is 4 over a negative 15. Or when I divide, a positive divided by a negative gives me a negative. So my answer is a negative 4 over 15. I can either write it like this or write it like this. Same thing. Any questions about that? I'm going to pause. Okay. All right. Let's look at this one, number 10. Okay. First step, again, using my steps, label your ordered pairs. This is my first point. So this is x1, y1. This is my second point. So this is going to be x2, y2. Any questions about labeling? The second step, you're going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're writing that down. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We okay? Okay. The third step, final step, We substitute the values, then simplify and reduce. So I'm going to substitute these values into this formula, simplify and reduce. So this is going to give me on the top, y2 is 2. See how this is y2? It's 2. So we put 2 here. Minus is a part of the formula, so we put a minus here. Y1, see right here, this is Y1. Y1 is 1. Divided by, or fraction bar. X2 is right here. That's negative 17. Minus is a part of the formula. X1 is negative 3. So now we're going to simplify top and the bottom and reduce. So we have 2 minus 1 is 1 on the top. Then on the bottom, you can type this into your calculator if you don't remember your integers. But minus a negative is plus a positive. This is going to be a negative 14. This is my answer. Or when you divide a positive divided by a negative, the answer is a negative. So you can write it as negative 1 over 14. So you could see it either way. Any questions about that? I'm going to stop the video here.